Alright, so first things first, I'm a little sick right now, so pardon me if my voice sounds a little bit funny. Secondly, shout out to my boy Norbs for holding it down with me yesterday at the Summer Madness 6 pay-per-view. We are not champion. We did our best to give you guys intermission, pre and post battle entertainment. Salute the champion for holding it down, but we did the best that we could. And thirdly, shout out to Loaded Lux for giving me that really dope post battle event interview. And lastly, I have not watched any of the other recaps. I don't know what everyone else has said, how much they covered, if they covered only the battles that you saw online or whatever, but I'm going to go from legit when I entered the venue. So, taking it all the way back. The pay-per-view ain't start yet, and pretty much there was a pre-battle battle going down between, it was like two random fans. One dude, white dude named Ghost from Ohio, another dude, I don't remember his name. The guy Ghost started spitting and like no funny shit, but he actually had bars. Like he was legit hitting out the gate. The first bar he spit, it just got crazy crowd reaction.
I'm about to catch another body. My name Ghost and I'm a white boy, real ironic. I got the power with a top. It's some ruthless shit.
He was feeding off of energy and he just kept going. He had a crazy Peja Stojakovic bar.
What you gonna say? I'm a white boy, so I'm not a shooter. They ain't stopping shit, cause even in basketball we the best shooters. So when that Glock is spit, I'm looking like Peja Stojakovic.
He said a lot of hard shit, I'm not gonna front. So his round was low-key type dumb fire. Like off of that round, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see him in a future PG. Like, if he's smart and if he actually wants to try to pursue this, he'll contact North, try to get some future battle set up. His opponent, on the other hand, I'm thinking like, all right, what does this guy have to offer? And he started spitting, and it sounded kind of like he was on some like he was trying to rap in the booth, or like he was doing some like Def Jam poetry. He was just like trying to flow and sound like Talib Kweli or somebody.
He's underachieved, don't deserve to be breathing. Handicapped flow with his bars, paraplegic. I'm a motherfucking demon, a mutant science experiment.
But it's like, bro, like you're not saying anything for battle rap. And the thing was also, I will say the fans, they had like a zero tolerance for like just giving you a chance pretty much. Like they, after like maybe 5 or 10, like 10 seconds of him spitting that like whatever flowetry type of rap, people just, one person in the crowd yelled out straight, trash. So everyone started booing. It was like the Apollo Theater.
Yo, hold on. Yo, what's wrong with y'all niggas, man?
The kid got embarrassed. Sad to say, he walked off the stage.
Oh, my man,
Queens Flip called up some other homie. He's from Boston. His name, I think it was Rise or something like that. I'm not sure.
Okay, Rise, come in.
But he looked, it was funny because like the kid Ghost looked like he might have been one of those homies like after school you and your crew roll up to another spot to go rumble with some people. But the other kid just looked kind of like a skater kid. He was wearing an LOM shirt.
Oh shit. What the fuck?
And he actually had some fire bars. Like the first bar he spit out the gate was lit.
I said, yo, that fake shit, I don't fuck with it. The blade, I can't tuck with it. I call it your little brother, because you're gonna hate getting stuck with it. That
shit. He had another one, man. What was it? Oh, it was Chris Unbiased bar. Cortez voice. That was nasty.
This is finna be a breeze. I walk around you, run the ball. He split his teeth. He couldn't even see that charge coming like Hidden Fees. Nah, the charge coming like Hidden Fees. I said he didn't see the charge coming like Hidden Fees. Now I'm gonna run that bar back for all y'all reporters. He didn't see that charge coming like unbiased supporters. That shit's crazy. That shit's crazy. Shit like that. Appreciate y'all. LOL closing up.
Then you had your boy Rome DMV versus Jade from Cake Life, Shorty. And Rome came on stage. It was funny, man. Clean Slip was cutting ass on him for having this big ass book bag and shit. He definitely looked like he was like on like a quest for like Pokemon or something. I ain't gonna front, but hey, salute to him. He has his own style. He's a true battle rap fan, so no shade to the young brother. And he had the balls to get on stage, and he didn't have no writtens, which was kind of surprising. Which was kind of surprising. But he freestyled. He got booed instantly. He actually had a bar when he started freestyling where he actually ended it with no way Jose, and people was like, what the fuck, get out of here. Like, there's no way you actually ended a bar with no way Jose, like, not in battle rap. So he got booed crazy. And you can kind of see when the girl was rapping or when Jay started rapping, she was actually fire. She was flaming his life. You can see kind of Rome's face was kind of there, like, taking the shit, but like, she was roasting this dude from top to bottom. And it got a little crazy because like, I don't know what he was thinking, but he tried to, like, at one point get in her face. I dare you out, so what's up, type of shit. And I'm looking, I'm like, bro, this is a chick. Like, I don't care if she's the gooniest shorty in the world. Like, what are you doing getting in a shorty's face? It was kind of like when Disaster was battling Official. Bitch, like, calm down, homie. Like, relax. You're not about to actually fight a chick out here. Like, let's be real. But he got a little in her face. He actually had the nerve to try to snatch the mic from her. And I was like, yo, this homie's wilding for a second. But then Shorty was just like, I'm not having it. And she ripped the mic from his grip. And then she like just mushed his face. And I was just like, damn, son. Like, he was getting violated crazy. And she kept on rapping and kept on smoking him. And yeah, he got smoked 8 ways from Sunday. Then Queen Flip started smoking him. It was just bad, all around bad for Rome. But he did have the courage to get on stage. So salute, keep on doing what you do to contribute to battle rap, my man. But then finally, the surprise battle dropped, and that was a dope matchup. I personally didn't see it coming. Cortez versus New Jersey Twerk. Cortez's first round, from start to finish, in my personal opinion, was straight fire. I think Cortez kind of learned to adjust his style so that it connects both at home and in the building a lot better now. Twerk's first, he was cooking the first round. I felt as though Twerk's problem was going to be whether or not the fans were going to catch him in the building, and that would affect his performance live and then thus on camera. Even if people catch it on camera, it'll still come off a certain way if he's losing confidence in the building. But he was cooking the first round. He sent a bar. It's like a, what was it, like a, I don't remember what it was. But he reached, and then the crowd wasn't fucking with it, and they were kind of quick to boo if you said like a kind of really whack bar. So he started getting booed. He lost the crowd's attention and support after that. But he did get the crowd back, but it wasn't the same energy. They were sleeping on him at times, so I know there's going to be a lot of people when the battle comes out online that they're going to be like, yo, Twerk wasn't getting no love and shit. But me personally, I had a feeling that he was going to have trouble maintaining the crowd's attention for all 3 rounds. Twerk, he has a bright future ahead of him, but his challenge is to learn how to transfer the same energy, complexity, and ability to grasp and maintain the crowd's attention from a small room to a big room. He's gonna have to learn that as he goes on over the years. I'm not gonna say that he's not gonna have any success in the big room, because he has. I think this might have been his best solo performance on a big stage, but he just has to learn as time goes on how to structure his rounds and deliver them, maybe at a slower pace slightly, so that people in the building can catch his shit. I gave Core round 1. Round 2, Tez had some very comedic angles, which was hilarious. It was a solid round from Cortez, but it was, in my personal opinion, it was pretty beatable. And Twerk was cooking in the second, 100% cooking. Came back, he got the second round. Tez round 3, there's something we gotta speak about. He played the angle of back to school, like, you know, students going back to school, and the whole round was like this long scheme about, you know, going back to school, school supplies, classes, getting grades, class attention, all that type of shit. The thing is with Twerk, he was doing good, but he did have, I felt, the heartbeat kind of thing where shit would just go up and drop, go up and drop, go up and drop, little dry spots here and there. There was times where he would expect the crowd. I tell people, don't expect them to react, just keep on rapping. Keep on rapping. Unless you got that JC effectiveness, just keep on rapping, and if they react, you take that appreciative moment and you stop. But otherwise, don't expect them to go nuts because it's gonna fuck you up when they don't. But yeah, he was his confidence at times. It looked like he was trying to like what the fuck, like he just had to keep on going because people weren't reacting. But he said a Louis Armstrong bar at one time and he got booed on it, and the crowd was heckling him after, and that kind of threw him off, in my opinion. He finished the round. Finish the battle with his "I'm strapped in." Everyone, regardless if he's doing bad, everyone's gonna go crazy to hear the "strapped in." The whole building starts screaming, "I'm strapped in, I'll clap you in a coma, madness," whatever. And he's going, and like it had potential to be like the nail in the coffin for the battle. If he hit hard and ended his round with some crazy ass strapped in, he would have definitely, in my opinion, taken the battle without debate. But because the strapped in, it was like he stopped like one line, not even a full bar, but one line too soon. Like it was kind of funny, I think, the ending from what I remember. It was like, oh, okay, but there should have been something else after just to make it that much more to go from to just fucking going nuts. Because the strapped in my opinion, it fell short. I had to give it to Core, and he should not be vaulted anymore. He should have been vaulted in the past, especially not for killing people, because he's been vaulted for killing people in the past. But he should not be vaulted anymore. And Twerk had, in my opinion, like I said, his best solo performance. So both of them, for me, had a stock rise for that battle. Next up, Rum Nitty JC. I mean, the best way I could describe this, Rum Nitty was in no way trash. No way trash. Rum Nitty was fire. And Rum Nitty would have probably 2-1, if not 3-0'd a lot of other people with the material he had. But because he's going against JC's like ascended to like alright. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z as a kid, as a lot of other people did growing up. So the best way I could describe this is when you had in the Majin Buu series, you had Goku and Vegeta, or Majin Vegeta with the M on his forehead, banging out for mad long. They're like Super Saiyan 2. And eventually Goku goes to fight Fat Buu or whatever. And Vegeta didn't know that Goku was holding back. So it's like Vegeta when he just sees him like ascend to Super Saiyan 3. Like Goku's just at that other level at that point. And Vegeta's just there like, like that anime shit where they just get froze. Like, that's where JC was. It was just like Rum Nitty was fighting a Super Saiyan 2, which is fucking strong as shit. And he just saw and standing right in front of him, he just saw his man's transform into Super Saiyan 3, and he didn't know that JC can go to that level. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was somewhere else. And I spoke to him. On the pay-per-view after, and I was talking about his confidence, about how, you know, he just seems to know, like, everything I'm gonna say, my setup is just gonna be surgically smooth, precise, accurate. My bar is gonna have this effectiveness with this punch, this haymaker's gonna have this effect. Like, he just knows I'm gonna say shit and y'all gonna go crazy. And every time he says shit, everyone goes crazy. His third round was his weakest round, but it was still a 30 piece. You know what I'm saying? Even with his weakest round, it was still, in my opinion, better than Rum's. People might, before I go any further, everything I'm saying is in the building. In the building only carries so much value. So don't flame me for calling battles a certain way. I only have one limited perspective. In the building. On camera is an entirely different look. I don't know how shit looked on camera. And I tweeted shit too. I was like, yo, Lux. I tweeted Lux a couple times. And Lux the homie. I ain't got no problem with Lux. Lux been up in my boxing gym when I used to train in the Bronx. He used to bring his son to come train in the gym. He seen me actually fight in one of my shows at the gym. Like, Lux is a cool ass dude. That's why I chopped it up with him after the event. We had our interview with Norbs. Salute to the brother for doing that with me and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lux cool, but I like to set up dope battles if possible. When I was at Vlad TV, I did everything in my power to try to set things in motion for battles that I want to see, that I would think the fans would want to see. A lot of people don't know, but like Math versus Rex, the rematch was because of me. There was a number of other battles, low key, that happened over time because I was you know, playing the puppet master thing and just like moving or the chess, whatever, the fucking game master, the mastermind, just moving little pieces around. So I try to do that shit. So any chance I can get to make some fire ass battle happen, I'm gonna take it. And I was shooting, texting Lux the whole time, like, bro, JC is a beast. You better come ready. Lux gonna come ready. That's gotta happen. And it's not even that's gotta happen. It's gonna happen. We all, I think, just have to be patient. And when it happens, it happens. Take note. That Lux said in my interview with him, he was like, yo, he deserves my undivided attention.
And he's a pen that I definitely respect as far as the new breed is concerned. So he can definitely get that. It just got to also, you know what I mean, deal in my focus and different things. I'm not going to cheat the people, you know what I mean? I definitely want to see this. And he's definitely worthy, you know, as far as his pen is concerned.
I remember, I think I saw a comment of someone saying, like, he's ducking, he's always making excuses. He's not ducking. He said, I'll give him his shot. And he actually wants now, and he didn't even see the battle, but I guarantee once he sees the pay-per-view, he sees when it drops online, on the Smack Your Own channel, Lux is going to want even more to battle JC. When Lux battles motivated, that's when it's a real problem. That's when he comes in surgical. But he said he deserves my undivided attention, meaning that, yes, I want to battle JC. Norbs tried to ask him in the interview, oh, you know, JC versus Lux. No.
You know what I mean? I give him his shot. Like,
so you're saying
he's healthy in that
If
regard.
it comes down to it, we say, hey, no, Lux versus JC.
I'm not going to, listen, I can't say that only because different things that I'm doing. I'm saying he deserves my undivided attention.
And Lux had to cut him off. Like, nah, I can't say that right now because even though I'm involved in battle rap and I might want to battle this brother, I got to make sure it's appropriate with my schedule. I got a family, I got kids, I got musical projects, whatever other money-making things Lux got going on the side. So when he has time to set, all right, these next 3 months, I'm doing nothing but right for this brother. It's going to be a beast. It's going to be a beast battle. It's going to happen. JC, no need to hold your breath. Just relax. The contract's gonna get signed. It's gonna go down. Next up, we had T-Top versus Av. I was thinking that it was gonna be very hard to follow the energy of Rum Nitty and JC. In my opinion, it was, but at the same time, they both did very good because the crowd was very entertained by this battle. Time limits were like a factor in the entire event. There were a number of battles where dudes were getting cut off. This was one of them. Av started spitting. He had some fire throughout with some big haymakers. He got cut off by time limits. And I thought the round was pretty solid, but I say solid but beatable. The first round from T-Top, though, my personal opinion, he was cooking. Straight out the gate with his first 3 bars, people were going nuts. And he just got the crowd on his side off rip. First round, my opinion, T-Top. Second round, to me, Av started pretty slow. Or not that's pretty slow, but just slower. He had some dry spots. Overall, I felt as though he had one of those roller coaster rounds where it was up and then he was down. He was up and he was down with sustained little moments where he was just kind of low and then he would come back and be down. And he got cut off by the time again. The second round, I felt as though it was like the more debatable one. T-Top was starting off kind of slow and it looked like he expected the crowd to be on his side a little bit more, react a little bit more to what he had. He had a hard Monopoly bar that kind of like shifted things in his favor. But overall, it wasn't like insane, but I did edge that. This was one round where I edged it to T-Top. But if people want to argue for Av, I could see you saying either 2-0 or 1-1. The third round from Av, in my opinion, he really kind of struggled to maintain steady reaction from the crowd. He had, you know, as usual, Av is a puncher. He's gonna land some shots, but it was sporadic, and I could feel like the energy of like strain to connect with people watching him more so than I could in the past and from past battles or past rounds. So for him, I felt like that was more so the most like a struggle round from Av. T-Top had this funny shit. This shit happened. Some people, I don't know, maybe I heard it wrong in the building, but some people around me didn't really seem to catch it. He was trying to say Liam Neeson from what it sounded like to me. Maybe it sounded different on cam, but for what I heard him say Liam Nelson from Taken 2. It was a Taken 2 bar, and I started laughing because I'm like, cool, the bar was dope, but you fucked up the name. Like, that's not his name. But I don't know if I heard the right shit. Maybe it was just someone said some other shit so made it sound like Nelson. I don't know, but that shit was like funny to me. T-Top to me kind of really put the nail in the coffin when he had this bar where he said something about, man, he even stole Brizz, and like the crowd just went nuts after that, and that was like towards the end of the round. So like I said, if you want to debate any round, you would debate, in my personal opinion, the second. So it would be either debatable 3-0 or 2-1, but mostly everyone's saying 3-0, so I can't be mad at people for calling it a 3-0 30 piece for T-Top. At the end of the day, he did his damn thing, and yeah, salute to the brother. NWX stand up. Hitman and Shine was pretty wild. Hitman surprised a lot of people because I remember before the battle started, you just heard a lot of people in the crowd kind of having their doubts. Oh, Hitman's Hollywood, Hitman's this, Hitman's that. He's not the same. K-Shine been on the tear. He's been, battling. And I'm not even gonna front. I'm not even gonna front. I said on the pay-per-view, I was even like, if I had to be a betting man right now, I had K-Shine. If I had to choose between the two, K-Shine winning. But I did acknowledge that if Hitman comes the way he came versus Arsenal, or comes the way he came versus John, that Hitman is definitely gonna take it. Hitman gets this bad rep because he's on Wild 'N Out and people look at him as Hollywood. And I'm not even gonna front. Before the battle started, Beasley and Smack was on the microphone talking about, oh, discrepancy about time, da-da-da-da. So people kind of put in their minds that Hitman, I'm gonna be honest, was being a diva, so to speak, and he was fucking with the time limits and all that shit. Because I remember when he said this shit, when they were saying it on the microphone, I just came out the bathroom for a second, I'm backstage, and I look in the dressing room and I see Shine with his whole crew. I saw PC, a whole bunch of NWX homies. I don't know if it was whoever else he got. His people, is a room full of dudes, and K-Shine's in the mirror, spitting his shit, gun signs everywhere. I'm like, all right, he's done ready. And I'm hearing this shit, and I'm thinking, like, everyone else is just thinking, like, yo, Hitman is fucking with the time. Hitman is making complaints about this, complaints about that. I don't know where we got this from, but we got it mixed up. We heard something about someone only prepared for 3 minutes total. So we thinking that we was about to hear 1 minute rounds from Hitman. I even tweeted this shit. I said, yo, we about to hear 1 minute rounds from Hitman. I'm laughing. Aver hit me up like, what? And I was like, speculation. But as it turned out, apparently what Hitman said on stage is like, he's the one that fucked up. He's like, I came extra prepared. He made me shave off a minute from all of my rounds. I don't know. Time limits played a huge factor in this battle because both of them got cut off. Start to finish, Hitman from his jump, like first bar, boom, out the gate. Hey, just one of those Hitman snuffing homie and KOTD and knocking him just clear off stage. Like, he sent Shine with the first bar. It was one of those. It just the crowd went crazy. He was taking the roof off rip. And Hitman, this whole battle, honestly, was just phenomenal. Shine, his first round started off a little bit slow. He has that, punch heavy cramming and all these back-to-back punches. And in this battle, in my opinion, he could have actually done better with more like a slower pace and more setups instead of sticking with the pretty much 2-on-2 style that him and DNA have really, like, I guess you could say mastered or just become very experienced in using over the past couple years. But it kind of, in my opinion, worked against him because it didn't have any energy. My bad. Didn't have any energy fluctuations. It wasn't like he's setting this shit up and then bam, a big shot. It's like you're working on the heavy bag and it's just and just keep going. So you know what to expect. You know what the intensity is going to be like instead of just working and then bang, bang. You know what I'm saying? Mixing it up a little bit. I felt as though he could have mixed up his tone and his pace. He was cut off by the time limit. I remember some people were trying to debate round one. I gave it to Hitman. Second round from Hitman, I have to watch it online to compare it to one of JC's rounds, but that might have been like the round of the night. Like Hitman covered all different types of angles, all different types of topics, was attacking with just everything he could have, every different angle, every different, just whatever. I even wrote, I said, this is damn near a flawless round from Hitman. Like, you hear like that Mortal Kombat voice or whatever, just flawless victory. Like that, it was fire. Like his second round was just so ill to me, so ill. Like that round for Hitman was so powerful, and the fact that Shine was getting booed in his second pretty heavily people weren't feeling this shit for a good portion. In the middle of it, people were yelling time and just booing them because they thought shit was whack. I felt like that round was such a bad beating on Hitman's behalf that it felt like a 10-8 round in a boxing match. You know what I'm saying? So when I actually wrote it down, I was like, yo, Shine is actually already down 3-0. Like, he about to fuck around and lose 4-0 right now. Another rough part for Shine was when round 2 was when he actually tagged in Big T. And Big T came out spitting some shit and following up with what Shine was already spitting, which was no disrespect, was pretty ass. Big T spit some shit that was also pretty ass. And the crowd was not trying to hear it, and they just flamed Big T, and they booed him too. And Averb even jumped on Twitter and was like low-key tight that Big T would stand up against, you know, someone from that area, against Hitman and shit. So look out for Big T versus Averb in the future. K-Shine came out in his third, and he was roasting Hitman with the wildin' out. He took on that wild style, like, whatever the game, like, when I say this, you say how soft like Hitman is or some shit. Shine was fighting back, but in my personal opinion, the third round was mad funny and effective from him, but I felt as though it cut off a little bit short. So for me, I still gave the third to Hitman. Shine did fight back, but it was too little too late with nowhere near enough earlier on in the battle. So Hitman got the 30-piece, debatably 30-piece, if not a 21. Calico and Brizz Rawsteen was, oddly enough, by far the wackest battle of the event. Now, the event as a whole, being in the building, I guess I don't know what people pay-per-view and shit like that, but in the building, the event was fire. But this was the weakest battle. Brizz, before the battle started, I was saying how he's, you know, coming to his own and he's, you know, found his comfort on stage and shit like that. But he kind of, the first round, it looked like I was watching old Brizz where he just didn't know how to connect with the crowd because he was struggling to hit. He was barely getting any reactions. He may have gotten like 2 genuine reactions for a couple of bars. But it wasn't anything solid from Brizz at all. First round, Calico came out spitting that shit. He was just talking that talk. He was flowing real smooth. But one thing I realized from the first round till the fucking end, he was like whisper rapping. Like, he was just like so in like a flow zone that he was just whispering this shit. But the first round, he cooked Brizz. He threw a shot at Jack Boy. I remember he started being a little physical with Brizz, bumping him and shit. Later on in the battle, he did the thing that he did to Pasté and did the whole gun gesture and, you know, tapped Brizz's hat too. Brizz just, you know, whatever, it's a battle, Brian. He ain't tripping over that bullshit because it's nothing more than them getting paid, so whatever, he ain't tripped. But still, he did that to Brizz too. But Cal was up 1-0 after the first. Round 2, Brizz was struggling to connect early on, but he picked up nicely. He had this like milk, dairy, pasteurized like scheme and shit. That shit was kind of dope. I do remember though that Brizz was spitting in the first round as well as the second kind of pointless bars about Cal's father and like BMF and shit like that. Like, oh, if your dad's in jail, you don't go visit him. Like, he's not in jail anymore. He's clearly out. He's on stage standing right behind. Like, it was just, for me, it's just like, all right, you could take that angle, but you got, it's one of those things where if we've heard it before, you got to say that shit in a creative ass way. Don't just say shit to say it, because those to me were just throwaway bars. Brizz ended his second really strong though, getting the Cal slogan. There's a difference between metaphors and real rap, where Brizz was saying something like, the difference between metaphors and real rap is when it's metaphors, it's a real rap. Like, that shit was hard. So he ended on a strong note. Cal's second, he fucked up. He did this in the first round too, where he got in the zone, he's whisper rapping, flowing. He kind of looked like he was just a dude in a booth, like just, I even said this shit, I was like, he's rapping like he in the booth, and people started cracking up all around me. But he really sounded like he was in the booth trying to record a song, like with the whisper rap, like people screaming, I can't hear you, like, yeah, he whispering, bro, like, stop fucking whispering. But he looked like a homie, just like, he had the sauce, and he just in the booth, just, eyes low and glasses on, his dreads and twisted, whatever the fuck, his hair just shaking and shit. Salute to Cal though. But he did it in the first round where he got so much into flowing with his shit that he rewinded his shit back. I'm talking bars, like like 45 seconds before where he had just stopped. He rewounded back in the first round. He did that in the second round. He spit some shit, and then he, like, the crowd reacted and he rewound it, but he rewound it too far and forgot, like, where he was at, so he choked. So that kind of was like, oh shit, Calico choking out here. And in my opinion, I felt like he was whisper rapping so much because he just felt like overly confident in round 2. Like, I definitely felt like, yo, Cal, like, chill, my dude. Like, love is love, but you can't just go up in here overly confident because it's Brizz and he's a new dude. Like, nah, fam, like, in your Calico, real rap, nah. Like, put that work. Keep the focus as you would in the past with anybody else. Don't just come in here with the chip on the shoulder and, you know, like, nah, like, do what you do. Don't get in the booth and start whispering and shit. Off of the choke alone, he lost, but just in terms of general material, it was not a good round for him. The third, Brizz, he started off slowly, struggling to connect with the crowd again. Eventually picked it up, and his performance, in my opinion, really saved him and really made the battle more of a closely fought contest. The round actually became pretty solid, and like I said, there was just certain things with his physical mannerisms, his vocal projections and shit like that, the timing, his delivery, where the performance is what saved him. Round 3, again, like I said for Cal, he started rapping again like he was in the booth. He did start to pick up, like, what I call, like, he felt like more passion, like, in his voice, like a little more emotion and shit like that. But in my opinion, I felt like it wasn't enough. But at the same time, I know that's a debatable battle. I gotta see it on camera. I felt as though Brizz had it in the building 2-1, but I can see it being debatable. But like I said, in terms of ranking the battles that occurred that night, that was definitely the weakest one. The main event, Holla versus Roc. Straight crack, rounds 1 through 3, straight crack. Tay Roc, doing what Tay Roc does, man. Tay Roc is a dude that I feel he's like a goods but very different, where he's just timeless in a sense. He's not that his style, but just his ability to be hot in battle rap is timeless. He knows how to connect from when he was like 15, 16, rapping, all up, pressing all up, like genuinely just on a dude's face, fucking knocking off people's hats and shit. He knew how to adapt then. He knows how to adapt now. And let's say battle rap is around another 300 years from now. I guarantee if Tay Roc was battling 300 years from now, his hunger for the sport and his hunger to win makes him be able to adapt and stay hot. Whether he wins or not, you can't deny that the boy ain't fired. You know what I'm saying? Holla, he came out and he did what we pretty much expected Holla to do, just come with all this different type of versatility. He was putting a lot of great energy early on. In my opinion, he was a little bit too energized at times, overly energized, and the impact of the bar didn't actually live up to the energy that he put out. He might have screamed, got that squeaky, raspy, angry yell shit when the bar really wasn't that powerful. He did pick up like steadily towards the end, and it was just so versatile with his angles of attack. So it's like, if you want to judge it based off of just bars, I think you would definitely give the round to Tay Roc. But if you want to judge it for like complete package of just all different angles of attack, someone's just boxing and then this person over here is doing arm bars and leg blocks and rear naked chokes and shit, and they're throwing, you know, flying knees and doing taekwondo spinning back kicks and shit, like grappling moves and stuff. The person who comes with different angles of attack, a lot of people, just because Holla did more in terms of angles, I would say you're going to give it to Holla. I felt as though Roc cooked something ridiculous in round 2. Holla came out the second with the rebuttal. He had some solid material, but at the end of the day, like, he had a hard chickenpox bar and some other shit too, but it wasn't enough from Holla in my opinion, so I personally gave it to Tay Roc. Round 3, I felt as though Tay Roc, he started kind of choppy. Shit wasn't like connecting like just as consistently as we're used to from Tay Roc, and it wasn't the same type of energy that we had in the first and the second round. He ended solid, picked up steam later on, but it was one of those things where I was like, I don't know, bro. In a battle of this magnitude, I felt as though you have to come with that extra KO punch, and I didn't feel as though that was it from Tay Roc. I felt as like he had to come the way he did versus Chess, when he just picks up second, third round in order to close the show. I felt as though there was definitely room for Holla to flip the script and get the W, and sure enough he did. Took a different whole different approach where he was like life checking Tay Roc, and he was talking about just like growing up and how his mind is different shit. I felt as though I was listening to like Jay-Z spitting on the 444, like about how he's, you know, his mind's in a different state, you know, financial freedom, my only, you know, shit like that. Just pretty much preaching about like, you know, life experiences and how you've grown as a person. I felt like I was literally listening to like Jay-Z spit a verse on his new album, but in a battle rap form from Holla. It was a dope angle. It's kind of as if he did like an 8 Mile thing, and Eminem's just like, I'm white, da 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 da, and like, what else you gonna say about me? Like, it was interesting. It was an interesting angle played by Holla, and that is why Holla is so great. He's very versatile, and he's able to switch and adapt as the rounds progress, as the battle progresses. And he further solidified his spot as being one of the GOATs. He can adapt to any stage, to any crowd. He's loved everywhere, wherever he goes. That is why he is who he is. And he has the status that he has. Tay Roc also, in my opinion, elevated his status as well. He did phenomenal. I think he definitely took the L, but in the building, I don't know about on camera, but at the end of the day, it's not one of those things where you're going to be like, Tay Roc trash. Like, you can never, that's one thing. Tay Roc can take an L in this day and age, but you're never going to say he's trash when he takes the L. He's going to take the L, but it's still going to be fire from him. Same like Rum Nitty earlier. Rum Nitty took the L, but it was still crazy fire. You know what I'm saying? Some people in the building had Holla winning 3-0 or 2-1. I had Holla winning 2-1. But super fire main event. I felt as though it lived up to the hype without a doubt. With that being said, Summer Madness 6 returning after 2 years was a pretty big success. Hope that me and Norbs didn't kill you guys, you know, with our pay-per-view commentary. Until next time, man. Holla.